good afternoon, or good evening, depending on which part of the world you're seeing my videos from. This is Enuani Cultural Forum. You are welcome to Enuani Cultural Forum. Welcome. Now, I want to use this opportunity to thank all our old and new subscribers for engaging with our content. Our recent videos showed a lot of improvement in terms of engagement, and I want to specially thank you. Those of you who share the videos to your various WhatsApp groups, your various other social media channels, I want to thank you for sharing the videos and engaging with them. The two most recent videos we put out performed very well, and I want to thank you for engaging with them. So today, this morning, I am making this video from Nigeria, and anyone who is in Nigeria now will know the time it is. It's quite early in the morning. It's around 1:22 a.m. and I am online making a live broadcast because I believe this is the time I have to do so. Otherwise, if it's daytime, I may be very busy. I want to use this opportunity to thank you all for engaging with our content. Daalụ, Chukwu ya gọzie unu, Chukwu ya gbaa unu ume. Tata sị nke anyị lebanye anya n'ụzụ ndị wachọpụcha n'obodo wakpo Igbo ukwu, ndị wachọpụchakwa na ugwule ene ndị wachọpụcha n'afọ Igbo. Ụzụ ndị wakpo n'enu mbụ ọ bụ na anyị ji amarị ihe gbasara baisipu artifacts that redefined Igbo history. Those artifacts and archaeological discoveries that redefined Igbo history are the things we are looking at today. Now, the axe heads, the wooden axe heads discovered in Ugwule that are dated 2,500 years plus old are believed to have been designed and used during the Stone Age. Subsequently, more discoveries were made in Afikpo, around Nsukka, and then later, when Isaiah Nozie, our brother, decided to excavate a well around his house, he discovered what is known today as Ibuku Axe. After Isaiah made his discoveries, more people in Ibuku also made discoveries. People like Jonah. So today we have Igbo Isaiah, Igbo Jonah, and Igbo Richard. These are all different discoveries made at Ibuku. These artifacts redefined Igbo history. We may not understand how well they redefined Igbo history until we come together as one Igbo people and make an appeal to the various museums holding our artifacts to return them to us, so that we can also have cultural tourists visiting our homeland to come and have a view of our artifacts because they are very old. In case we don't know, let us remind ourselves that these artifacts discovered at Ibuku in Anambra State, the bronze artifacts discovered in Ibuku, were so meticulously designed that you would wonder what manner of artist or sculptor, maka na nya akpọwa dịka ndị Igbo bụ ndị akpụ ụzụ, onye ishuru ụzụ kwepụ mmiri, such that even a fly that perches on a thing is so clearly defined on the artwork that is a metal. Those were artistical masterpieces, but we are only seeing them in pictures. Although we are seeing them in pictures, they remain a very important aspect of our history as a people. The Igbo art was analyzed by archaeologists and the age was pegged around 9th century BC. The Ife arts are around 13th century BC, while the Benin arts are around 16th century. So you already know that the Ibuku arts are at least 400 years older than the Ife arts and about 600 years older than the Benin arts. This goes a long way to show you the age and epoch of existence of these different kingdoms. That is why when an Igbo person insists that we did not migrate from anywhere, that we are original inhabitants of wherever we are found, believe that Igbo man. Don't doubt. Just believe him. This does not rule out the fact that there are people who migrated from our eastern homelands, whether it is western Igbo land or eastern Igbo land, or even the northern parts of Igbo land, and a group migrated away and centuries later decide to return back, and on their way returning they settle or even move away farther than the homeland and settle, does not make them any less Igbo. Groups like the ones led by Eze Chima, who according to history moved away from Igbo homeland to far away Ado, and from Ado they went to Benin, and from Benin when there was trouble he came back, he headed eastwards to his homeland until he settled around Obio where he was buried. He established many communities called Umuezechima today, which Onitsha Mmiri is the most prominent of. Similar story happened with Akalaka, the one who led the group that founded the Uruoha. He is also the father of Oba, an uncle to the Epeyes. It is Oba that housed the Egi people of today. So this group of people that when they have trouble, wherever they have gone to, they decide to head homewards. It is not a mistake. Otherwise, people like Akalaka, Ezechima, and the rest would have headed towards further into Lagos or Yoruba land. But they usually move homewards because this is home. The East is home. This tells you that these people are Igbos. The fact that they migrated from Ado to Edo and then back to this western part of Igbo land does not make them Edo people. They can now call themselves Onitsha Adoni Idu because they have moved from Ado to Idu to where they are. Does not make them Edo people or Ado people. Similarly, Akalaka is not an an a Benin name or a Yoruba name. It is an Igbo name, Akalaka. When I see people today argue whether they are the owners of this, they are the owners of that, you can't be older than your father. From archaeological discoveries, Igbo is the father here. So Igbo is the father here. So anything that is copied from Igbo was copied from Igbo, not the other way around, because the Igbos have been here longer than any other group in this country, at least. So the artworks that I posted in our earlier videos of day before yesterday, yesterday and today, proving that the Okuku hairstyle is of Igbo origin. I did not manufacture them. The archaeological discoveries I did not manufacture. The anthropological reports by T.S. Basden, the anthropological reports by Northcote Thomas, and the rest I did not manufacture. They are of Igbo origin. One was so detailed that he described how the okuku hairstyle is made in Igbo land, where it is called Mkpu, and part of the ceremonies and dressings of a maiden as she prepares to get married. These artifacts should be protected, projected, and finally restored. We can, as Igbo people, come together to request the restoration of these artifacts to us. This should be one of the objectives of our father and president of Ohaneze Ndị Igbo, Senator John Azota Mbata. This should be one of his core objectives, to restore the artifacts taken away from Igbo land, so that cultural tourists can begin to visit our homeland too. Just the same way our people go to London Museum, people can come to the museums in Igbo land because our artifacts are indeed very old and worthy of people coming to watch or pay to see. They tell our history, and if they tell our history, they should be in our homeland. These artifacts, the caves at Ugule, the caves at Obunike, and every other part of Igbo land, the natural treasures in Igbo land should be protected. Protected from even ourselves, because some of us who have joined the Christian faith are leading people to sacred places in Igbo land to destroy the remnants of our history. I saw a comment where somebody was telling another person to give his life to Christ because he posted an artifact. Our artifacts, things that define our history, have now been demonized. So I'm pleading with you, as one of the strong members of Enuani Cultural Forum, to protect, respect, and project our heritage. If you also see people who project our heritage, who project our culture, support them in any way you can. I must be very open to say that few of my members here, few of our subscribers have supported this channel tremendously. Whether it is by your engagement with our content, by your comments, by your shares, by those who even send us super thanks. Oh my God. You don't know how well you have encouraged us to do this very important assignment. This is an assignment. For so long, the Igbo people have been quiet because they are actually a very wise group. We have been quiet. Now it looks like we don't have history. You will now hear people say, Igbo enweze. Igbo enwo, they don't have history. Who says we don't have history? When our history says we are even older than wheresoever you are from. So I'm pleading with us to please continue supporting this channel by sharing our content. Become a member of this platform. We have opened our membership for people who want to join. There will come a time when, if we are putting out content that we know we actually spent a lot in terms of research to put out, we will put it exclusively for members of this channel. If you have the capacity, it doesn't take much, but it's just a way of supporting the channel to grow. Become a member of this channel so that monthly you can support us. We have membership categories that are as low as 600 naira, 500 naira, but you can choose to upgrade to a higher one or even give us super thanks to support us. Support what we are doing. What we are doing takes takes a lot of resources. I don't have to start listing them out. But you are doing the major support, which is to engage with our content. It gives us a lot of encouragement. Knowing that you are putting up something and people are watching it is enough encouragement. Any other thing is extra. Any other thing you choose to do is extra. Engage with our content, share our content, give us feedback, give us also advice where you think we have gotten it wrong or where you think we should look into. The topic we looked into the other time was suggested by one of the members of this platform. And then the opportunity presented itself when that man from Ikwere was insulting Igbo people that we are looking for unity simply because we want something from them. We want their mineral resources. And I said, this is the time to put out this content. Let people also know that there are abundant mineral resources in Igbo land. Every state in Igbo land is blessed. Every state. There's no state in Igbo land that doesn't have mineral resources. Any type of mineral resources you can think of. Each state has its own different unique blessing. Imo state has its gas. Anambra has its gas. Ebonyi state, that people would think there is nothing there, have their own salt. You can't do without salt. You can cook 2 million naira pot of soup. Once there is no salt of 500 naira, you have not done anything. That is how God has blessed Igbo land and gave us a very strong history and historical background with evidence to back it up. I'm wearing a red cap. Very recently, one of our brothers said, this red cap is not our own. It is from Benin. These beads are not ours. It is from Benin. And I took time to quietly educate him with evidence because we have evidence of our people who were photographed wearing cap. The people that he is saying own the red cap, their own chiefs were photographed thoroughly. In fact, they are among the most photographed people in this world. But none of their chief, not even their king, was seen wearing this red cap. But our own chiefs, Igbo chiefs, were also wearing the red cap. The beads, even the artworks excavated at Ibuku, some of them have beads embedded in them. This is Igbo history. And we thank God today for the discoveries made at Ibuku, Ugule, Afikpo, and every other place where archaeological works have been discovered. I'm going to tell us a very small history. It is unique to my community or at least to Enuani people, but I will share it with us. In 1976, before a year before the first tax 77, the Nigerian government needed a face for first tax. So it was concluded by General Olusegun Obasanjo that the face of Queen India should be used. That is the mask called India's mask. It is a bronze, it is an ivory mask of Benin people held at the London Museum. So President Olusegun Obasanjo continued to write letters upon letters to the British to say, please, can you release this mask to us? We are having our festival for arts and culture, that is the FESTAC in Lagos. This mask was not released. So he was told that that mask was not the only mask, that there are other masks. Because while Benin was raided, let me even go back. Before Benin was raided, during the punitive expedition, another expedition had attempted to happen in Western Igbo land and it was resisted for around 32 years. It was called the Ekumeku anti-colonial resistance. led by Ubuluku Kingdom. I repeat again, led by Ubuluku Kingdom. In fact, according to the historian, our wife, Elizabeth Isichei, it was until Ubuluku was defeated in that Ekumeku battle that the British now know that they have immediately gained victory, and they established things in Ubuluku. They established a primary school there immediately. Then went further to establish a Ekumeku secondary school in Ubuluku. Now Ubuluku is the backbone of Benin Kingdom, not was. I am careful the words that I use. Ubuluku remains the backbone spiritually of Benin Kingdom. Any Benin person watching this who is not biased, who also knows history, can ask your ancestors, your fathers who are alive, or the Oba's palace, who was Ezemu of Ubuluku Kingdom, the progenitor of Ubuluku, who was he to Benin people? Then who are Ubuluku people to Benin? Why is it that in the palace of the Oba of Benin, the third person in command till today is from Ubuluku? So Ubuluku have their own mask, and this mask is also incidentally called Ozoma Inyaba, a male, while the Benin mask is an ivory mask of Queen Idia. The Ubuluku mask was a bronze mask of Ozoma. Now, Ozoma is the immediate younger brother of a king, and this particular Ozoma is believed to be the immediate younger brother of a certain king, and then he's called Ozoma Iyaba. Some will say Iyoba. It is a bronze mask, and we own it. I wish I can find the picture of Ozoma Iyoba and show us. It will be very good that I do so, because I'm sure that I'll have the picture in my phone so that I can share it with us. So the president Olusegun Obasanjo got a wind of this, that Ubuluku has a mask, and he decided to invite the Obi of Ubuluku. Look, I've seen the picture of Ozoma Iyama of Ubuluku. I hope it will be very clear when I show it. This is Ozoma Iyama of Ubuluku. It is a bronze mask. Follow me, we are going somewhere. So the Obi of Ubuluku, Obi Edward Chukwuyem Ofulue the second, was accompanied by Obi Osemene of Iseluku, and they took these two masks that I'm going to mention, Ozomi Yaba of Ubuluku, which I just showed you, and Esige's mask of Iseluku, to Lagos to meet with President Olusegun Obasanjo. And he saw the masks and was very impressed. But he still needed the Queen Idia's mask since it has been popularized so much. So somebody was invited to make a replica of Queen Idia's mask, while the masks of Ubuluku and Iseluku gained prominence. After the cultural showpiece, the masks were returned, I believe. Those masks, as we speak, are missing. The mask of Ubuluku Kingdom is no longer in the palace of Ubuluku. In fact, that's not the only mask that Ubuluku has. Ubuluku has these masks are at least 12th century old. 12th century old bronze mask of Ubuluku called Ozoma Iyaba that I just showed you its picture. I am opportune to have this picture because a sister of mine who is a historian, Mrs. Esther Wright, who I worked with to publish the book Story of Obolo Kingdom, took this photograph. This photograph is all we have left. So if you are an Igbo person all over the world, anywhere you see this mask that I just showed, anywhere you see it, kindly reach out to us to go and find it. This mask belongs to Ubuluku. It is called Ozomi Yaba, and the mask is at least 12th century AD. Incidentally as well, the Esige mask of Iseluku is also missing. Perhaps they have been stolen or sold. No one knows. And I don't want to lay accusation on anyone, but these masks are missing. We also have a mask called Inwagwe. Inwagwe is a mask that forbids dogs. It is believed that when dogs were brought into the palace for security purposes, that this mask on its own went missing. Some also believe that it has been sold. These are artifacts that redefine Igbo history. If, for instance, we had this mask and I present it alongside the mask discovered at Ibuku, you will see the similarities between them in terms of design and age and epoch. The Esige's mask undoubtedly is from Benin because, as the name is, it is the mask of Prince Esige, whose influence led to the establishment of the monarchy at Iseluku, but does not rule out that it was the people of Ogboli Nshi that founded Iseluku Kingdom, and they are from Muri. I have even posted a documentary here earlier of the Ogboli people laying strong claim to their originality as the first set of settlers in Iseluku Kingdom. So these masks that I just told you about are missing after they were presented to the president of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. The masks gained prominence and attention internationally. Who knows if these masks are sitting at a museum somewhere in the world where you watching me live? Please help us to locate them. They are an embodiment of our history. They represent something huge to us. They are not just metal, they are part and parcel of our history. Please, these two masks, the third one I mentioned is Inwawe, and there are many more masks. When Benin was plundered, the palace of the Obi of Ubuluku was not plundered. In fact, war did not get to my community because Aya Ekpofe Lobule Ekpofe, they are magical people. The palace of the Obi of Ubuluku Kingdom has never witnessed any war coming to it, has never been plundered by anyone. Even anthropological reports of the visits to the palace will tell you the kind of palace we are talking about. So when Benin was plundered, Ubuluku, Iseluku, and the rest, who also have artworks, were not plundered. But after Festac 77, our artifacts have gone missing. Many of them are believed to have been sold by members of the royal class who do not own these artifacts. They were only custodians of it. They were only privileged to live in a palace. But they have taken that opportunity to sell embodiments of our history. Artworks that define our history have been sold. The ones discovered by Isaiah at Ibuku, who knows where they are today? This, I believe, should be among the objectives of our father, Senator Azo Tambata, that our artifacts should be returned because metals, they are not just artworks. They define. I want to thank you for joining me, even if it is a late hour here. It is early morning, it's around 2 a.m. here. Wherever you joined us from, thank you so much for joining us. Do have a very productive day. If it's evening, do have a pleasant sleep. Support us if you wish, if you can, if it's convenient for you, by engaging with the post, by sharing it, and also giving us super thanks if you can. Do have a very lovely morning out there.